The next thing we're going to look at is the funerary and memorial arts. The Bedouin, a subgroup in the Congo area, formerly transformed their most illustrious dead into ritually wrapped mummies called Noimbo. The custom of Noimbo burial apparently flourished during the late 19th and early 20th century. So what they do is if they have somebody that's important in their society that dies, they take the body and they first smoke it and dry it, and then they wrap it first with fine raffia cloth mats, then brightly colored cloths and mat, and then hundreds of pieces of cloth until the body swells into this massive, sculpture almost that you're seeing here. So there is a dead person inside of this. And then they take it and they have like this parade where they take it through the town and then they bury it. And the men have to pull this, I guess you could call it, effigy of the person, the wrapped dead body, to the grave. So we have this one. We also have this practice slightly different, but also this kind of wrapped body. Give me 1 second here, I'll move this. So this is from the Bimbi group, which is another subgroup in the Congo area. And this is a cloth mannequin called a muzidi. And instead of wrapping the body like the Bawandi, this group petrifies the body, and then they actually put this in the village. So should the village subsequently experience misfortune, devastation, it can be retrieved. The dead person can be retrieved. And it's actually the bones of the person that are wrapped up in this. And then the bones can be retrieved in this form, and then they can serve sort of like as a judge, as an ancestral judge to disputes and other things that might be happening in the village. So it's the idea of the ancestors then that are guiding their practices. Close communication with the dead and belief in the efficiency of their power are closely associated with the most important art forms used by the Congo and many other groups throughout Central Africa. All exceptional human powers are believed to result from some sort of communication with the dead. Notably, among people with such powers are agents known as Nganga, who are believed to be able to see hidden things. They work as healers, diviners, and mediators who defend the living against witchcraft and provide them with remedies for diseases resulting either from witchcraft or the demons of spirits. So here is another example of a figure, and it's supposed to be like a protector, a power figure. And I actually have a video up for you, 2 videos, in fact, for you to watch this week about this idea of power figures and their role in society. And you need to watch those for the quiz this week. So please make sure you do that. So 3 main types of ingredients: clay from the land of the dead, items chosen for their names, and metaphorical materials. The most important clay includes colin, the white mineral closely linked to the world of the dead, and red ochre, whose red color refers to blood and danger because the dead have the power to both inflict and cure the living. Metaphorical materials include such things as the head of poisonous snakes, the claws of birds of prey, and nets, all of which suggest the power to attack or capture, to produce death or sickness. So here's what I'm showing you again. Like I said, this is another form of this kind of power figure. Its role is a hunter. So its role as a hunter is emphasized by the actual hunting nets tangled around its legs. Its open mouth seems to have received food in activating rituals. Nails are especially noticeable in the midsection. Twine, miniature carvings, knives, and other tokens of the figure's supernatural violence are visible. By bits of fabric attached to such objects may be referred to as dogs, further implying that this is a hunter who can track down and catch witches. So the idea again is like with the last image of the bones protecting the village, it's the same kind of thing. This is a power figure that will be able to protect the people. So now what I'm showing you is something called a slit gong, and it's a musical instrument. Instruments such as double bells, rattles, slit gongs, and whistles were believed to facilitate communication between this world and the world of the spirits. Such instruments are often beautifully carved and further empowered by medicines embedded within them or attached as packets. A slit gong, a type of drum, shows the fineness with which such instruments were carved. In the one that I'm showing you here, it has a hollow from the length of the wood. So you see, it's hollow in here, it's been hollowed out. And then we have this carved head on the other end. Okay, so now this is a male reliquary figure, and sculpture forms are also created by the Tiki, another group in the Congo area. In fact, it's in the northeast. These sculptures here, these harness the power of spirits, both natural spirits, who serve as intermediaries between God and humans, and spirits of ancestors who may bring healing and well-being to the living. These figures serve diverse functions and may be used to protect against evil powers, to get revenge, or to gain in wealth and power. So this particular figure here I'm showing you, let me tell you a little bit more about this one. It has this kind of trapezoid beard, which is very important for these figures. And the beard that hangs from the chin is a sign of excellence within the Tiki society and a sign of the sacred as well. Consecration rituals convince a spirit to take up residence and transform the figure from a mere object into a living presence and a representation of an ancestor. So they believe that the spirit actually comes and, reactivates this as a living thing. So protrusions from the chest like this and head of this figure contain consecrating substances called banga. Banga usually includes white clay or chalk, referring to ancestral bones, a powerful substance believed to counteract disease. Other materials may include leaves, plants, animal parts, and hair from venerated people. Banga often cover the entire trunk from shoulder to hip and may be wrapped with fabric, making a powerful and visible statement about the potency of both the material and the object being.